Score. Download it now.
Hello, I'm glad you're back. You are live with me, Chris Mitchell, at the BBC Sports Centre. This is Sport Today, our story so far for you. Diac invites French judges to visit him in Senegal. In an exclusive interview, he denies allegations against him. Russia are feeling the freeze. The IAAF decide to keep them off the track. OK, in just a moment we'll be in Toronto, where they have been celebrating a place in the MLS. But first of all, I want to tell you about the golf and Tiger Woods, because Tiger Woods has started his professional career once again, and he's doing very well at the Hero Challenge in the Bahamas. He's through 13 holes and he is 2 under par. JB Holmes leads on 7 under. Matt Kuchar is there with him at 7 under as well. But all eyes are on Tiger Woods. Remember, he hasn't won a tournament since 2013. He last won a major in 2008. This is a big moment for him. 16 months out of competition. But he's doing OK, although in the last couple of holes he's had a couple of bogeys. He clunked a chip and he missed a short putt. But we're rooting for him. We are living the story, as we say, on BBC World News. Let's look at the other golf stories for you as well, because at the Alfred Dunhill Championship in South Africa, Paul Dunne has a share of the lead. The Irishman is 6 under par. Could have been much better for him as well. He had a double bogey in there. Right with him is Charles Schwartzel, in good form, typically. A bogey-free round for him in South Africa. Playing at home, the Masters champion, a fine record in this event. He's won it 4 times. This, of course, the first tournament of the 2017 European Tour season. This, the shot of the day, though, comes from the Australian PGA from Jared Lyle. Look at that hat! How can you play in a hat like that? Well, I tell you how you can play. You play like this. A hole-in-one! 3 under through 13 holes, then the rain came. It even rains in Australia. Andrew Dott leads. He got round. He's 7 under par. Let's do some football for you, because in Spain there are 4 fixtures in the 4th round of the Copa del Rey on Thursday. Real Sociedad are drawing 1-1 away at Valladolid, and the game approaching half-time there. Later on, Athletic Bilbao travel to Racing Santander. The second legs of those games you can see in front of you in 3 weeks' time. Over in Italy, the Coppa Italia is also at the 4th round stage, and Genoa, they have beaten Perugia 4-3 after extra time, kicking off shortly that all-Serie A tie between Bologna and Verona. So Toronto, as I was saying, they've reached the final of a Major League Soccer Cup in North America. And it's the first time they've done it. They will now play Seattle for the title on December the 10th. Very exciting times in Canada. It was an all-Canadian semi-final. Toronto beating Montreal 7-5 on aggregate, and it was quite a match.
This is what it means to reach a final, and Toronto FC did it the hard way. Trailing 3-2 from the first leg of their Eastern Conference final against Montreal, they went further behind as Dominic Oduro scored midway through the first half. Montreal, also seeking a first MLS Cup final appearance, had their tails up. Toronto hit back with 2 goals, but Montreal edged back into the lead 5-4 on aggregate, when Ignacio Piatti clipped the ball into the net. Surely Toronto's dream had yet again been dashed. This powerful header from Nick Hagglund was the catalyst for the revival, 5-5 and into extra time. The crucial goal came from Frenchman Benoit Cheyrou, stealing in to head home and push his side that step closer to the final. But the goals didn't stop there. Sadly for Montreal, it wasn't going their way, as substitute Tosaint Ricketts, a Canadian international, secured his team's place in the showdown. There they will face Seattle Sounders, another first-time finalist. But can the climax of the season match the drama of this occasion? Giles Goford, BBC News.
So Toronto made it, but who thought they would? Did you think they would make it? Laura Armstrong writes for the Toronto Star. She was at the game. She says this was a big moment for them and the country at large. I asked if she'd given the side a chance before the season began.
I think at the starting of the season, I know that people thought that Toronto was sort of an outside contender, but there's always this thing about Toronto FC, and they somehow always manage to find a way to mess it up. So did I think that they had the quality to get here? Yes, I did. Was I sure that they had the grit and the character to fight the battles and come up in these big moments like last night? I wasn't sure, but as the season came on, and with the addition of some veterans like Drew Moore, like Clint Irwin, over the winter, I think they really stabilized the dressing room, and that's why you're seeing Toronto FC have this success this season.
Reading between the lines there, I'm guessing you thought they might screw it up.
Yeah, I think that it was definitely a possibility.
What does this mean to Toronto, the wider sporting community in Toronto? Are they interested, or is it still ice hockey and the NBA for them that gets them excited?
You know, it's very much coming on now in Toronto, and there were 36,000 people at the stadium last night, and there were people all over the city watching it. I know I saw on social media a couple people saying that the Leafs were playing last night in a hockey game, local hockey game, and it wasn't on any of the TVs in the bar. The TFC game was on the TV, and I know at the Raptors game, the Raptors players were asking what was happening at the TFC game. So it really has come on in this city, and I think that's going to just grow given the fact that Toronto FC gets to host the final next week. Yeah,
how has that happened? I know that the average attendance at games has been creeping up for the last few years. What's behind the success, do you think?
I think it started with Sebastian Giovinco. And I think it started with the little bit of success that the team had last season. It probably actually goes back to when Jermaine Defoe was here and drawing those big names. And then when the Jermaine Defoe experiment, as they call it in Toronto, didn't really work out as they had hoped. They brought in Josie Altidore, Sebastian Giovinco, Michael Bradley was here. Those big names started to get people through the door. And once you get through the door at BMO Field, a lot of people come back. It's a really impressive atmosphere. And they had a game on Sunday, the Canadian Football League Grey Cup final, so they added seats. So this was a record crowd yesterday night for 36,000 people because they've never had that capacity before. And so it was a big number for sure.
Some MLS commentators have said it's one of the best games ever in MLS history.
Yeah, absolutely. It had everything that you would have wanted as a neutral to see. There were goals, there was drama, there were some gritty moments. There was a rivalry that has really blossomed in the last couple of years between these two teams, and there was great atmosphere. I can't see how anybody would call it something other than probably the best series that Major League Soccer has ever seen.
Yes, I agree. But there were no goals as good as the one you were about to see. And it came from a goalkeeper. It's gone viral. You can see it out there for yourselves at your leisure. But have a look now with me. This from the South African League. An equaliser for Baroka in injury time. Look at that! Oscar-E Masaluke. Let's see it again. Let's see it as many times as we can in the time we've got left. Oh! That's pure class. He's done it all. There we go. Have we got time for one more? It's brilliant. Tiger Woods is doing okay. Root for Tiger. See you later. Bye for now.